Hi, everybody. I'm not going to mince words. I'm glad Charming Jenna is here. You can't be that charming, Jenna, to sit on the sidelines and listen to the person that you mod for bash a woman. It doesn't matter if she's skinny, curvy, what age she is, if she's black or white. But you're actually doing exactly what I did. You're actually doing exactly what I did when I was on Dolly Vision and in his chat and up on Jimmy's panel later on. Okay, you're doing that exact thing. You're ignoring abuse for what it is. Okay, abuse is abuse. That was verbal abuse, digging at Cierra every little fucking chance he could get. And you sat on the side and just, instead of saying, hey, this is a nice woman or whatever, you just went along with it. And that's what I did on Dolly Vision. When he dragged Queen Bee for I don't know how long, okay? I didn't type in the chat, oh, Queen Bee's got cankles and all this. But I was in there. I was in the chat. Now, I understand that you're his mod and you got to do. No, you didn't miss anything. You're desensitized, just like what Cierra said. Most of us women are desensitized to when we hear abuse because it happens so much. All right? He called her in that live stupid, I believe more than once, an asshole for sure more than once. He brought up herpes and gonorrhea more than once. He totally inferred that she's slutty and easy and that no woman should talk about, what they do or with another creator, she could talk about whatever she wants. He even had to end the live with that, like he's her father. I'm so upset. I'm shaking. I almost feel like crying for her. And I'm going to say this, Cierra. This all came up because I have her in Messenger and I've been good friends with her now for 2 years. And we message a lot. And she said to me, not, hi, how are you doing? Not, I had kind of a hard life or I got hit pretty hard. No, she said, well, you're right about what Jeannie told you, meaning Jimmy's sister. Trust no one on the internet. Yeah. And you're damn right I'm going to call it out. Okay, it's one thing to take a little dig at someone. It's another to I'm just, and then to talk about her weight. Okay, she's doing things to better her life. How dare he call her a beached whale? How fucking dare he? Oh, and then he chalks it up. No. Charming Jenna, no. You're not going to get by on this one. No. Get offended by everything? He called her a fucking beached whale and said that everybody on the beach, or however he worded it, Jenna, would have to pick her up or move her. What kind of decent man talks like that? He is not decent. And I had never heard of him before. But when I heard about the PJ stuff and her going up there and I'm going to say it, having a crybaby fit over his past, which had nothing to do with her, I defended him. I wrote in his chat and I said, I subscribe to you and she was in the wrong and she didn't want you to finish what you were saying and things like that. You guys can read my comment if you want to over there. Okay? You thought of all people I wouldn't be that sensitive. Let me tell you something. When you get older, and I don't know how old you are, I don't know if that's your daughter on your avatar or you 30 years ago or you now, but let me tell you something. You learn to stick up for people when wrong is wrong. Okay? He didn't just, here he is, included up on her panel, invited up or whatever, and he treated her worse than dog shit. I know. I'm so upset. I can't even think about my health. I wanted Cierra to come up on panel and tell me how she really feels about the way she was treated. That is not fucking sarcasm, dude. That's not sarcasm, Jenna Nicole 38. Okay? Those aren't jokes. It's not a joke when on the internet you talk about someone's weight like that and try to make it in and say beached whale. And you know what I noticed about him is he thinks he's so smart because he's such a damn narcissist, like major narcissist, to the point where he's admitted, oh, people think I'm a narcissist. People think that I know everything. What the fuck? Boy, did he call it. And boy, is everyone else right. I mean, I just can't believe it. And I watched him when the women were talking. And of course, his camera's on pretty much the whole time just to show his fucking face. I watched him. He was biting at the bit. Yes, Cierra is offended, but she isn't using that word. She doesn't know what the hell to think, Jenna. Okay, now when I heard that he talks down to women. Somebody said, oh, elevated truth or elevated or truth or whatever. You know, you talk down to women in his chat when I was writing some stuff. I thought, well, you know, lots of men do that. But I don't know what to think she says. That means she has fucking feelings. Truth. There's nothing fucking truth about you, buddy. I'm not getting sassy. I'm not even upset with you. I'm simply saying, Jenna, you're like all the rest. You're like I was in Dolly Vision, sitting on the sidelines when he majorly dragged Queen Bee for her weight and cankles and this and that, whatever. Okay, I don't give a flying fuck if this elevated guy wears his silver necklace and his nice clothes and has to turn the camera back on when he has his fancy jacket on, and he has to go on 5 minutes about his damn beard just because Sassy brought up his beard. We have to hear about the fucking oils he puts in it and everything else. He is just, he is literally next to a few others out there, like Benny Keys, Matthew Silly AF, whatever, is the most narcissistic men. It's so anyway, then he says, near the end there, he says, oh, well, anybody can talk about whatever they want. But yeah, but, right? But don't bring up someone's dick if you don't want it thrown back in your face and this and that. No one's throwing anything back in her face. She handled herself just fine on Queen Bee's. I saw it. And of course, there was some Ms. What the hell, little town girl, whatever the hell her name is, going after Cierra's ass. Oh, I don't believe it. Oh, I don't believe it. Well, don't believe it. Jump your ass down. You know, everybody thinks their opinions matter so much. You know what? Mine matters right now because I'm sticking up for a friend. A friend that has possibly struggled with her weight for years. A friend that can roll with the punches like nobody I've ever met. A friend that has more fucking swag, more of anything than that man who's bragging that he has an office in New York. Who the fuck cares? He's probably never even been overseas. He's probably never even been out of the United States. Whatever. And then he's almost bragging about being an ex-drug addict or peddling drugs or whatever the fuck he said. Oh, that's really something to talk about and brag about. What if Cierra or Sassy had blurted out when he's in the middle of talking about this and, oh, no, don't bring up that stuff. You're just putting yourself down. Don't put yourself down, elevated. There's always going to be someone out there to do that for you. Oh, be quiet. Do you know how fucking pissed he would have been because he can't express himself about what he wants to talk about? I'm not over fucking reacting, you stupid Donald Trump avatar. This is another fucking wackadoo. Spending $350 million on a ballroom and you can probably barely stand up and fucking dance or move. It's ridiculous. Anyway, he needs to watch his manners when he's on other people's panels. I don't give a shit what he says on his. I'll never watch him again. I don't respect the man at all. And what really took the cake was at the very end, him saying, oh, well, you know, these aren't the exact words, but him saying, you know what? I'm not going off. going off. I'm sticking up for a friend who's in shock, someone that struggles, someone that has nothing but a good and big heart. Okay? And he comes over there for what? The first time ever and reams her a new one? Who the hell does he think he is? I'd like him to fucking debate me on anything. I'd win. Because I know what to say to a man to put him in their place. I do. And I know how to catch him off guard, like he tried to do with Cierra umpteen times on her live. It's disgusting. And another thing, why is he bringing up herpes and gonorrhea so much? Has he had it himself? I mean, you guys, he didn't bring it up once. He brought it up at least twice. Why? Why are people so intrigued about that? No, he's bringing up herpes and gonorrhea, and he came right out and said Cierra. He didn't even say, did you use a condom with Jimmy? He didn't even say it. He didn't say that and say, oh, but you don't have to answer if you don't feel like it. You know what he said? Do you know what he said? When was the last time, and with all these other words, did you use a condom through and through? You know? What kind of man does that? And he's married? I frankly feel sorry for his wife. I can imagine. He either puts her on a pedestal, buys her every fucking little thing she wants, right? So she has to put up with this bullshit. I know, Jamie. What business is it of his? And then he turns around to fucking appease himself at the end of the show and says, oh, but you know, Cierra was all just joking or all in fun. And once again, Cierra just kind of agreed and rolled with the punches. Yeah, it's no sweat, or it's no whatever. Oh my God, I watched that thing. 3-hour damn live. He should be embarrassed. He should be embarrassed. Yeah, see? Off guard is a good way to put it, says Cierra Queen Pin Clark. You're damn right. Cierra, put your link in chat if you want to. The live was earlier today. It's only 8:15 in Washington State, right? I think you have a crush on him. No, not at all. He's not my type. I mean, he looks like he's trying to dress like Jimmy. Or maybe that's what all the men down south do when they're dressing up. It's a chain and a damn t-shirt. Okay, I don't know. But, you know, this is the other thing I noticed. The other thing I noticed is when he wasn't talking, and even when he was talking, boy, was he busy with his fingers. I mean, I was actually examining what he was doing because I could tell he just wanted to put in another dig or have the whole, panel to himself for God knows how long. First, he had a cigarette. Then he had a joint immediately after. Then he has another cigarette immediately after that. And then he drank something. I'm not saying it's booze. I guess he doesn't drink alcohol. He had to drink. So he had to do something, right? When he's not talking. And then he had another fucking cigarette. Now, I know that's how people do it. I used to drink and smoke 14 years ago. Okay. I had my cigarette and stuff. And when I drank alcohol, I practically couldn't stop. It was one cigarette after another while I was out. But when you're sitting on a live and you've got to have those little crutches over and over and over again, it makes a man look weak. Oh, I do not still drink and smoke, and you fucking know it. I've shown my coins. I've talked about um, AA. I brought up why I had to go. Okay, you can say anything you damn want. And that's the other thing. I'm not a pussy with a bunch of fucking avatars like everyone else. Okay, I'm not. I have one avatar, and then if I change my channel name or something, then who are you to be judging? I'm sure you do things others don't like. That's right. But what gave him the right to call her a fucking, not only a whale, but a beached whale? A beached whale, Jenna Nicole, 38. Good grief. Would he like someone to come up on his panel and say, what are you trying to be? A gangsta wannabe? You're a spineless twit? Would he like that? No? Okay, I don't watch his channel. I watched it a little bit because the last time was when I was wondering what kind of comeback he would have to basically, Jimmy not sticking up for him, but not siding with who, tantrums, and what he would say. And in one breath, he said, oh, we don't need to talk about it. And then he would talk about it. And then in another breath, immediately after, no, we don't need to go over this. And he'd talk about it. In another breath, the same thing. And that's how much, about half of his life was that. Take a breath. I'm so upset. Yeah, watch it again, Sassy. Watch it again. And this is what I told Cierra. You're her good friend up there, and you're good up there, and I like you, and you seem like you have a big heart. But you ignored the abuse too. Nobody fucking called him out on his shit. Nobody. And that's because we're too desensitized. We're desensitized to this bullshit. We're desensitized to having to get restraining orders. We're desensitized to men thinking everything's a fucking joke and words don't hurt. So I don't know. I was going to do a panel, but Cierra doesn't want to come up. You guys just watch the live. What is it called? Cierra, type in chat what it is. Here I am. It's that one. Yeah, no, there were times when you said, wait. Sassy was like, no, don't say y'all. Don't say y'all. You notice how he tried to pull every woman? Because you were women up there, he said y'all. I guarantee you, if he was on a panel with two men, he wouldn't have said y'all, and he wouldn't have been sexually derogatory. So here I am. Yeah. Okay. How do we know he used condoms all the fucking time when he was younger or high on drugs, huh? Okay, what? Because you're 30 something now, you know it all? Maybe you're 40. I can't tell. But like my title says, you may go to hell with gasoline drawers on if you don't apologize to her. You owe her an apology. I'm going to go now. You men need to grow up on the fucking internet. And remember that words hurt, even though you think it's sarcasm and facetiousness and trying to be all cutesy with your fucking damn cigarettes and drinks and your little fucking joints or whatever you're doing. because you can't be normal headed. You've got to spin out of character from getting high on something, don't you? So that you have the balls to treat another woman who single-handedly is raising her son the best she fucking can.